All right, we are back. Thanks for coming back. This is part two of the Tyler Perry $260 million complaint, y'all. We are in here. Thank y'all so much for coming back. I'm sorry the show before was abruptly ended. Child, girl, let me tell you, Tyler Perry ain't the only one with some tea, child. We got tea over here. Oh, honey, let me tell y'all. Let me turn this down, make sure we all live, because I know y'all probably wonder, what in the world happened? Girl, let me tell you something. I was down here doing the show. I got makeup all over my shirt. Down here doing the show. My daddy comes down here. Now, y'all know my daddy is 79 years old. He getting old. He comes downstairs to the office, so I press mute because I was like, maybe he forgot I was down here. I press mute. I'm like, Daddy, I'm live. I'm doing my show. Then I hear one of the closet doors open up, and I hear some go shh, and I'm like, what the heck is that? I was like, did you just drop a bomb in the closet? Meaning bug bomb. Y'all know them daggone off bombs. Did you just put a bomb? It's a real big closet, double door closet. Did you just drop one? Girl, I am freaking out. This smell, and the door is open. It's not for in here, but it's inside the closet. The door is open, girl. And I am, I don't know if y'all saw me. I'm coughing. He runs in here. He grabs it, go back out. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? So my husband, y'all know we have been having plumbing problems. So the plumber came and fixed it. Y'all remember, y'all saw the photo of us digging, with the dirt, trying to fill in the areas because it's raining so much, it started to flood under the house. Well, for some reason, we've had a lot of flies and stuff coming in. So my husband had bought some of these little insect bombs things, type spray thing. He was going to throw them under the house, and then we were all going to get out. Well, honey and daddy figured I just put them in the house while everybody in here. What? Girl, a time was had, and sister girl was coughing. So I tried to, y'all look, I got all this stuff on my daggone shirt. I tried to air out the downstairs area as much as I could. My head is kind of hurting a little bit, but we're gonna push through this because, honey, I was into the court document. I was into it. He says, why he put it down in the closet? Girl, how I know? I'm up here looking at this camera. That one dead. I know, girl. I have no idea why would you even put it? I have no clue. He threw it in the closet, girl. Had a closet thing open. I'm sitting here behind this green screen. Like, I know he just didn't drop that open here, girl. He did, but I don't know. I don't know. He's 79 years old. He'd be 80 years old this year. So you can go figure. Y'all remember I told y'all he almost set the daggum garage on fire. For real. Anyway, we're going to get back to this. So that's why he said, now, why y'all in the house? This is a separate area. So the way it's sectioned off, this is a separate area. This is the downstairs area where I am. I've already opened up the door and let everything out. I got the air on, the fans on. So it's not bad. The inside area, Caden is on the side where my mom's little room is. He didn't put nothing over there. But on the other side of the house, where Carter's room, he threw one in there, and they were supposed to go under the house to get everything that was under, get them out. And he threw it in the house. Anyway, see, there go a daggone fly right there. So you know it ain't working. My mom would be sad. So you feel my pain. And he got super agitated, really upset. And I'm just telling it like it is. Ain't no need to sit up here lying, because y'all know I got a series called Raising My Parents. My parents are getting old. You understand what happens when you get old. Just is what it is. But we're gonna get back to this because, honey, I was in this document. Girl, first of all, Tyler Perry is going down. Regardless of the fact of whether he did it or not, Tyler Perry should have known better. You, like, I'm gonna keep saying, you don't get your honey where you make your money. He should have known. And I believe this particular gentleman, what's his name? What's the dude's name? Dixon. I believe Dixon set him up. I believe he saw opportunity, just like Jane Doe, which I might be wrong, but this is just my opinion. I'm pretty sure you all have your opinion as well. My opinion is he's setting him up and he getting that coin. And I guarantee, I can bet money, I bet you this goes away. Doing and saying anything whenever my mom just be blurting out stuff like people can't hear. Girl, that's it, girl. And be agitated. My mama is cool. Mama cool, but daddy, girl. So he's not having a good daddy, and I ain't having no good day today. So I'm gonna stay out of his way. But I got work to do because, honey, these shows pay for Caden's tuition. Well, hey, Patricia. So back to the court documents. I was about to call him Diddy. Girl, he getting Diddy. Girl, 2025 is really turning out to be not a good year for these celebrities. Okay, so y'all know what we left out. On or around March of 2020, Dixon received the script for The Oval. He was written in as a season regular. Doggone, it's singing my throat. And was therefore expected to quit his job. Okay, we read that. Dixon's character was written as a gay, homeless, and desperate store clerk who had to sleep with one of the other characters for a place to stay. More importantly, at the end of the season, his character will be pew-pewed 4 times in the chest. Dixon felt that this was a way for Perry to test Dixon out for a year and to see if he will be loyal to Perry. I keep looking over here, y'all. I got to remember the camera right here. When Dixon asked Perry about the pew-pew, Perry indicated that if Dixon did a good job, Dixon will be back. And that the pew-pew didn't necessarily mean that Dixon's character was out of the script for future seasons. Perry commented that Dixon's character was only pew-pew in the chest, not in... What? Dixon immediately understood that his job security depended on his relationship with Perry. And from this point on, Dixon worked with the constant fear of losing his job if he did not engage with and endure Perry's sexual harassment. Y'all go ahead and like this video. We are going over the $260 million complaint that was put out against Tyler Perry on June the 13th. The media just picked it up on yesterday, releasing the text messages. But baby, this complaint right here put it all in perspective, don't it? Let me see where y'all at. Okay, back to the court. Back to the complaint. Shortly after giving Dixon this news and after telling, wait a minute. Okay. Shortly after giving Dixon this news and after telling Dixon that his future seasons were dependent on Dixon doing a good job, Tyler invited Dixon to his home in Atlanta. Plaintiff asked questions and tried to wiggle his way out of the invitation because he remembered what happened the last time the two were alone. However, plaintiff knew that his job security, income, and livelihood depended on his attendance. Plaintiff had seen other employees of Perry's who had experienced sudden deaths on the show when they fell on Perry's bad side. Y'all, this is insane. In fact, Perry had made it clear to Dixon that he would often unalive characters in order to get an actor to be loyal or obedient. Christian Keys was, girl. Tyler Perry, you wrong for this. You wrong for this. You do not use your position to get what you want sexually from people. This, y'all, quid pro quo. When Dixon arrived at the house, Tyler Perry gave Dixon a warm welcome and was very friendly. Dixon, you should have ran. But see, you knew he held a bag, didn't you? Soon after, Tyler Perry started asking Dixon a slew of sexually charged questions, even asking if Dixon liked it rough in the bed. Y'all, this is in the complaint, y'all. This ain't no television script. This is in the complaint. The $200 million lawsuit against Tyler Perry. Perry then physically reached out and violently grabbed Dixon's throat. Oh, girl. Attempting to physically choke Dixon and remarked, "Wow, look how excited you just got. You do like that." What? Dixon was horrified, shocked, and in panic. Girl, who wrote this? Dixon never thought that Tyler Perry could get so violent and would place his hands on Dixon's throat. He did it like this in a sexually aggressive manner. Girl, he said, what did he say? Wow, look how excited you just got. You do like that. Girl, he is cray-cray. Dixon did not enjoy or consent to any of this conduct. Dixon was in shock and took steps to immediately de-escalate the situation. Due to the onset of COVID-19 pandemic, in March 2020, filming for The Oval was postponed indefinitely. During the period in which the filming for The Oval was postponed, Tyler Perry would make FaceTime calls and other contacts to Dixon almost every day, treating Dixon as his on-call pet. Girl! Oh, girl, tell me, hey, girl, my dear. Oh, my goodness. Dixon felt obligated to answer for fear of losing his role, income, and career. Perry often asked about his whereabouts, often demanding that Dixon respond immediately. When he didn't, Perry would send text messages to Dixon stating, "Derek, grrr, and what are you doing?" Not you. Girl, let me see what y'all saying. What's up, y'all? Hey, Lakeisha. He been doing that dirty stuff. He really has. Additionally, Perry was jealous of anyone who Dixon had a relationship with. Tyler Perry told Dixon that if Dixon got COVID-19 from his roommate at the time, Dixon would not be able to shoot The Oval. Perry encouraged Dixon to move into one of the on-set studio houses owned by Perry, where Perry would have more control over Dixon's whereabouts. Now, thereafter, Perry would text plaintiff about other actors on his show, Ruthless. That was a terrible show. I did not like that. Perry told Dixon how he manipulated employees through ruthless retaliation. Perry told Dixon that if he did not like the way an actor behaved or the way the actor was acting, the character would simply die in season 2. Girl, this crazy work. Dixon understood that Perry was informing Dixon to be cautious about disappointing or upsetting Perry, as a result, Dixon continued to put up with Perry's suggestive messages and sexual advances while doing his best to protect himself by taking notes and amassing evidence of the sexual harassment and keeping text messages. Did not tell y'all. I told y'all. He set him up, y'all. He knew he was gonna sue him. He knew it, honey. He got a Tyler Perry better go on and close this out. Gonna get that man $260 million. Shut him up. And stop getting your honey where you get your money. In one conversation in or around April of 2020, Perry told Dixon that Perry imagined Dixon prancing around in a cowboy outfit, and that Perry did this to Dixon, and that he couldn't talk with Dixon about any further because they were so wrong. In or around April 2020, while Dixon was living in the studio's home's on-set, so he did move into the studio, girl. Perry often coerced Dixon to drink alcohol and then get on the phone with Perry. Perry would frequently have someone drop off alcohol at Dixon's door. Dang. Perry would eventually turn these phone calls into sexually explicit rants. Perry would get frustrated with Dixon and tell Dixon that he was not giving Perry what he needs. Dixon's refusal to succumb to Perry's sexual advances caused Perry to be ever more frustrated. Eventually, Perry warned Dixon that if Dixon told his castmates about the harassment, Dixon will be opening himself up to a lot of questions and foolishness, and demanded that Dixon not discuss any of their conversation with his castmates. This is what that meant. How many of y'all saw this in the news? So this complaint, I told y'all, just gave it clarified what this actually meant. They put these in perspective. Let me make it bigger. Who believe this? Oh no, honey, I think this is all cap. I think this is cap. I think it's cap because I believe Judy, if what happened from the beginning, according to this complaint, that when he fell asleep at Tyler Perry's house and Tyler Perry got in the bed with him, shoot, he should have known even before then. He knew if this was true and Tyler Perry was making sexual advances to him when he first had the text message when he sent him a picture of him in that cowboy outfit and Tyler Perry said, "You need a sugar daddy." Baby, that was red flag number one. You should have ran. You should have been like, oh. But no, I think it's cap. I really think it's cap. And I don't understand these text messages. See, they're not showing you the whole thing. They're only cutting out bits and pieces and formulating a story behind it. So, Judy, I do not believe this, but I am bringing forth this complaint so people can see it because it's public knowledge. Do I believe it? No. Do I believe Tyler Perry may be gay? Yes. Do I believe it's out there? No. It ain't nobody's business if he don't want nobody to know. He can do this all day long in the comfort of his home, but you just don't mix business with pleasure. You just don't do that. And I don't, yeah. So that's where I am with that. She didn't comment no more. Okay. So here's Tyler Perry. He said, "Listen to me. If you let the cast know that you and I have a friendship, then you are opening yourself up to a lot of questions and foolishness. You want them to know that you are there because of your talent, not because we have a friendship or because Tony got me to give you a job. You earned your spot like everyone else. Don't give people an opportunity to play you small or they will." And there's no dates on here either. I can't teach you everything. Unfortunately, there are some things you'll have to learn for yourself. I don't see nothing wrong with this. Because when we go back to work, I'm not going to know you. I don't have any friends that work for me, my friend. Professionalism is key. So, and then he comes back and he said, "You're totally right." He said, "I hope you get it, my friend. That makes total sense. Just watch the behavior of everyone around me on the set." I don't see anything wrong with this, but what this complaint is doing is trying to formulate. That's my opinion. I think it's cap. Yeah, I will. Don't want to give anyone that opportunity because work is work. I don't see anything wrong with this. I do believe that. See, look at this. Perry upped the stakes by telling Dixon point blank that he was not to tell anyone about their friendship. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Don't tell nobody how you got the job. Don't tell anybody because remember he was working for that party company and someone set him up, I guess, or whatever. And they exchanged phone numbers. And instead of him doing a typical audition, he did it over the phone. So that's kind of like, that's like if you know your boss outside of work and or somebody know your boss, say a family member know your boss outside of work before you and you need a job and that family member put in a good word for you, you get hired on only because that person knew this other person. Of course, the boss gonna tell you don't tell nobody that you know so-and-so or even how much you getting paid because it ain't nobody business. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Perry told Dixon that it should all remain a secret and tried to make it seem like the secret was for Dixon's benefit. Perry continued to sexually harass Dixon. Why didn't Dixon leave? If all this has happened, because up until this point, he's gotten a vehicle. Tyler Perry has bought him a vehicle. Tyler Perry has had him to stay at his house after he got drunk. Tyler Perry allegedly got in the bed with him and groped him. He done grabbed him by his throat. And you still coming around? just like Jane Doe. I'm not saying it's right, but it's just like Jane Doe. Like Jane Doe in the Diddy trial, I do not think she is a victim. Jane Doe knew what she was getting into. To me, defendant Perry texts Dixon that all he wanted for his birthday was biscuits and BJs, referring to blowjobs or oral sex. That all Perry ever received were biscuits, insinuating a request for oral sex from Dixon. This text was followed by other messages calling Dixon cutie, that Perry was just thinking about Dixon. Despite these advances, Dixon continued to act professionally and continued to tell Perry he was not sexual. That seemed to be the only way of keeping Perry at bay while keeping his job. This reminds me so much of Christian Keys. Christian Keys knew, honey. Christian Keys knew Tyler Perry wanted him. Allegedly, let me put allegedly down here. Allegedly. Why can't people see the wrong in all of this? Tyler Perry did all of this. And you know what? I'm not saying Tyler Perry is right, but let me see. They probably trying to set up. Yeah, I believe it was a setup. I don't believe Tyler Perry is 100% innocent because Tyler Perry should know you don't get your honey where you make your money. He knew that. And this is what I don't understand. These big billionaires and millionaires, they always want somebody who is not a willing participant. It's so many guys out there in Atlanta will be willing to allow Tyler Perry be his sugar daddy. But Tyler Perry obviously wanted a straight male. Obviously he did. Because even with the Diddy case, with Jane Doe or Cassie, he wanted somebody, Diddy wanted somebody he could mold, especially with Cassie. Now, Jane Doe, I think that's what she did, honey. Tyler Perry did all of this. Let's see, why can't people see the... And thank you, Face and True, for your super chat. I appreciate it. Let's get back to it. Okay. In July of 2020, Perry remarked about how much he loved the script for Dixon's television series called Losing It, and exclaimed that he wanted to shoot the pilot for it. Perry would never really work towards that goal. And what Perry was really doing was making Mr. Dixon more dependent on Perry so that Perry could later extract sexual favors from Dixon as quid pro quo to produce the pilot. This for that. In or around August 2020, Dixon and his castmates began shooting the Oval after delays due to COVID-19 pandemic, during which time all castmates and crew lived on a studio set in a quarantine bubble. Y'all, I'm telling you. Shortly after, Perry confided in Dixon that the two castmates were pissing him off and that Perry swore that he knew how to fix this crap, S-H-I-T. Perry added that he loved unaliving a mother effer in a show that no one expects, that he was going to unalive them all, pew pew, and unalive them mofos, characters, referring to killing off the characters in the Oval, played by the actors who Perry wanted to retaliate against. Dang, he was trying to retaliate against them people. And y'all seen these text messages here? He's saying the same thing. We already read most of these. More importantly, Perry stated in one text message, I may need to shoot the shoot out early, which Dixon understood to mean unless the actors knew they were going to die and their time on the show was over, they wouldn't change their ways. Perry was going to film the shootout early so that the actors would be more submissive to Perry's request. Girl. Perry intentionally made these comments to instill fear in Dixon. Mr. Dixon now knew that he would too lose his job if Dixon did not play ball with Perry's sexual harassment. That is what Perry had been setting up. Dixon was now fully reliant on Perry for his income, hope, and future aspirations. Perry made it clear that Dixon was not to disclose the relationship to anyone else, and Dixon was aware that Tyler Perry would unalive him off the show for good, thereby ending his career if Dixon got on Perry's bad side. To top it all off, Dixon already knew that his character was shot 4 times at the end of the season, but the pew pew might not be fatal. Remember, he said that it was just in the chest, it wasn't in the head. That's crazy work. In July of 2020, Perry read the script of Dixon's pilot and told Dixon that he loved the show so much he wanted to shoot the pilot for it. Dixon did not know that Perry never intended on shooting the show. Perry knew that he could use the motivation of shooting Mr. Dixon's show to get Dixon to do what Dixon had been resisting for many months. Oh, girl, you gonna get him. Which was to give Perry the sexual gratification Perry so craved. Oh, girl, who wrote this complaint, girl? Once the stage was set, Perry knew he could get away with sexual harassment. During the filming of The Oval in 2020, Perry engaged in severe and pervasive tirade of sexual commentary, including but not limited to that Dixon liked being choked. Following Dixon being choked by a cast member in one scene on The Oval. Why do you twist your hips when you walk? How can I get a day of Dixon? Oh, will you be thick again? Oh, girl. I love how I feel right now, but I like being horny. What? I feel sorry for the first person who flirts with me. I've been trying to put that energy somewhere else, but everything is sexual on this stuff. That snake across the table made me think of photo Nicki Minaj from the music video of her son Anaconda, in which she refers to intercourse with male genitalia symbolized by snake. Girl, what? What? Hold on, shut the front door. Oh my God. Girl, listen. Let me pin that comment. The casting couch is real. Girl, listen, this don't, honey, I do not want to be in nobody's Hollywood at all. At all. Hold on, let me pin that comment. She said the casting couch is real. Girl, this is crazy work. Uh-oh, wait a minute. I cannot believe this. Let me pin that message. Shout out to Lakeisha Green for coming in and moderating, and any other moderator. One of my moderators is actually her daughter's grandmother passed away, so keep her and her family in your prayers. And also Miss Ann Williams, I believe she has not been feeling good. And also Pam had surgery on yesterday. That's 3 moderators out, right? And it may be some more. Y'all just keep them in your prayers if you don't mind. So we have a goal of 10 super chats. So if you want to support this channel, you can send a super chat. Shout out to Faith and Truth for sending our very first super chat of this stream. I appreciate it. Y'all, let's get back to it. Sending prayers. Thank you so much. All right. Girl, I like doing this, honey. Okay. Oh, he said, oh, child. He said, I would gladly choke you right now, referring to Perry's desire to choke Dixon in a sexual way. A suggestion that Dixon should get braces behind his teeth. What? Whoa. But the plaintiff will have to get, what? A suggestion that Dixon should get braces behind his teeth, but the plaintiff would have to give up BJs. That could be dangerous for Dixon's partner, especially if they're not circle. Oh, girl. Oh, girl. Now, y'all do know. Oh, girl. Y'all do know in this complaint, they are requesting that there be a trial by jury. Because, if they get a trial by jury, they're going to, but I hope, well, I don't know, because this is not the first time. Christian Keys was just smart about his, honey. He got his money and he skedaddled, allegedly. Oh, girl, that got me hot over here. Oh, okay, K. That's when you were thick, Derek, fun, Derek, drunk, Derek, before COVID, Derek. I miss him just without a butt. What? And thick Derek would have worked them pants out. Perry also photographed Dixon's buttocks while on set and sending pictures to Dixon. 2 text messages of many show that Perry was jealous of seeing Dixon with other men and that Perry describes Dixon as so beautiful. See, y'all didn't know. Y'all didn't know when y'all saw these on them daggone blog sites and stuff. And this was on CNN too, girl. Y'all didn't know this is what all this meant because I didn't. Tyler Perry, he said, why did that photo make me jealous? You two together. Ha ha. I don't know. It's just okay. So we already went over this. They just putting these text messages into context of what it meant. Because if you just read the text messages by itself, I was like, it didn't make sense to me. But reading this complaint, law offices of Jonathan Delshad. Ooh, girl. You just read them text messages by itself, it doesn't make sense. But this complaint, it makes it make sense. The serial comments and other unwanted sexual references made by Dixon highly uncomfortable. Dixon was caught in a bind. He cannot complain to anyone in HR. Honey, HR don't work for the employee anyway. I just have you to know, HR works for the company. They try to keep employees happy. And this is HR in any place where you work. They are trying to make sure that the employer does not get sued. HR works for the company. They ain't trying to help the employee. Just let y'all know that. He had nowhere to turn for relief from the sexual harassment, and he knew that if he did not endure it, he would be killed off from the Oval. Dixon was unsure whether to joke back or rebuff Perry's sexual harassment. So he endured it, knowing that his job was on the line if he did not engage. Girl. Perry will also intimidate details of his own. Perry will also share intimate details of his own sex life with Dixon. Among other things, Perry would tell Dixon that he had not had a good sex since he became rich and that there were certain times where he had not been touched in months. Ugh, make me want to throw up in my mouth. On the second to the last day of shooting for the Oval, Dixon filmed the episode where his character was unalive 4 times. Pew pew. Indicating a seeming end to his role on the show and his termination from his job. It was precisely following this day of filming when Tyler Perry knew that Dixon's character fate would be decided that Perry invited Dixon to his trailer for drinks. Dixon knew that refusing, y'all, that is crazy. Hold on. Dixon knew that refusing meant the end of his career, so he accepted. Girl, what done happened? Girl, what happened, girl? It was there on the very same day that Perry dialed up the harassment to a new level. Tyler Perry asked Dare Dixon point blank, "Are you attracted to me?" and demanded that Dixon answer. Ooh! Plaintiff reiterated the same way he did after the first assault by skirting the question. Dixon told Perry that Dixon wasn't that sexual or looking for anything. Perry's incessant probing did not stop. Perry continued to talk about how good looking and sexy Dixon was, and that plaintiff was wasting his looks by not being free and having sex. Dixon repeatedly deflected. Wait a minute. So this is all hearsay unless he recorded it, because this was Tyler Perry and Dixon. So we don't even know if this is really true. We only could take Dixon's word for it, except for the text messages, right? Y'all following me? Unless he recorded it. See, Christian Keys said he recorded his stuff. Allegedly, it was Tyler Perry. Dixon repeatedly deflected these comments with neutral answers, constantly looking for ways to avoid Tyler Perry's sexual interrogation while continuing to worry about his future on the Oval. Mr. Perry was testing how far he could go with Dixon. Girl, who wrote this? After enduring the harassment and doing his best to dodge the situation, Mr. Dixon got up and the two exchanged goodbyes. As Dixon was leaving Perry's trailer, Perry got up and pinned Dixon against the wall. Perry began aggressively groping Dixon's buttock in a sexual motion. Tyler Perry began reaching down towards Dixon's buttocks and groped Dixon's butt in a strong sexual manner. Oh, girl. Oh, why? That could not have been mere that could not have been a mere accident. Dixon stood frozen in horror and could not reciprocate or fight back. All Dixon could do was let his body go cold and limp. Seeing that Dixon had no desire in Perry told Dixon that he was drunk and asked Dixon to leave the trailer. Wait a minute now. Girl, what y'all think? Girl. Tyler Perry is the man, not God. We have to separate these public figures from their art and actions. Force and homosexual. Right. See, this is what I don't understand. Tyler Perry can be homosexual. He can do all these little freaky deaky sexual acts, all these things. He can do this. But everybody knows, even if it was a heterosexual relationship, you don't get your honey where you get your money, because things like quid pro quo and all these sexual harassment in the workplace comes about. There are a lot of men who would have loved to have Tyler Perry and love for Tyler Perry to be their sugar daddy. But see, Tyler Perry, what as well as look at Diddy. They be wanting people who are not into this. I guess it's like a game of cat and mouse, a power over somebody. Y'all, that's sick though. For real. He probably was gay. He probably already was gay. I believe Tyler Perry is allegedly. And these are just my personal beliefs. I just believe he is. Allegedly. In my personal opinion, I believe he is. But if that's the way you want to be, girl, rock out. Do what you got to do. But see, it comes a problem when Tyler Perry is using his power and position to hold this over these people, to hold these over his employees' heads and to grope them. That's harassment. That's assault. When you put your hands on people in private areas, choking them. Y'all, come on now. Allegedly. But this really, if there is no type of visual, this is really his word against Tyler Perry. And the only thing we have are the text messages. And the text messages, some of them could read as something else. But when he's talking about that he want to have sex and all this other kind of stuff, baby, no. They got him. They got him, girl. Most definitely. That and a false prophet. Right. All right, y'all. Let's get back to it. As soon as Derek Dixon left the trailer following Perry's violent assault, Dixon became severely nauseous and extremely anxious about his job, career, and livelihood. Dixon felt trapped within the confines of the studio quarantine bubble. There was still another shoot the next day. Dixon called his friend Justin Bryant on the phone. Oh, girl, no, they didn't. No, they didn't name somebody else. Girl, oh, if y'all think this gonna go to court? Y'all think it's going to go to court, or is it going to disappear like the Cassie one? Put a 1 in the chat if you think this is going to court. Or put a 2 in the chat if you think he just going to make it go away. How many of y'all think it's going to go to court? How many of you all think? Put a 1 in the chat if you think it's going to go to court. Put a 2 in the chat if you think it's just going to go away.
Got the whole world in his hands. Got the whole world in his hands. Hey, I'm just sitting here on my porch just looking. What am I looking at? I'm looking to the hills from whence cometh my help. For my help, some of y'all know the rest. I just wanted to come on and just tell everybody, just be as calm as you can. He's got the whole world in his hands. He got the whole world.
Y'all, that's crazy work, ain't it? I'm sorry. Tyler Perry said he got the whole world in his hand. He do. But child, that is crazy work. Oh, really? Okay. Well, let's see, honey. Because listen, I'm telling you, if this thing go to court, girl, I'm going to have to save every coin I got because I'm going. I am going to this court proceeding. Girl. I don't think it's going to go to court, though. I really don't. Okay. There was still another shoot the next day. Dixon called his friend Justin. Okay, we read that. Justin Bryan and told them everything happened and was unaware of any human resources representatives to whom he could report. So I told y'all HR work for y'all. Plaintiff had no one to turn to and nowhere to go to save him from Perry's aggressive sexual harassment and exploitation. The next day, Perry acted like nothing happened, and the time he did not even offer Mr. Dixon an apology. Following this exchange, Dixon began to avoid Perry as much as possible. However, Dixon still felt the need to answer Perry's incessant text messages, so he changed his approach. Dixon often pretended to be asleep to avoid being harassed by Perry. However, Perry persisted by texting Dixon the following messages. Are you awake? Stop avoiding me. Stop ignoring me. Are you awake, Derek? Wake up. I know you're not sleeping. Girl, sound like you had cameras in them houses. Give me attention. Ooh, girl. In or around early October 2020, Perry invited Dixon and other actors from the Oval on a cast trip to Perry's personal island in the Bahamas. Girl, you know that's rich, don't it? He getting flued out. Dixon knew, as did everyone else on the show, that declining to go on this trip might cause Perry to erase you from, y'all, that's crazy work. Erase you from the show. Dixon agreed to go, knowing that the whole cast was going to be there. One night while in Perry's private island in the Bahamas, girl, that is so rich. The cast was having a party. And at the end of the night, Perry told Dixon that he wanted to talk to him. Come here, I gotta talk to you, boy. Dixon was caught off guard. No, you wasn't. Perry made alcoholic drinks and forced Dixon to drink with him. Girl, this sounds like Joe and Cassie. Dixon knew that he could not refuse the drinks. Otherwise, he would risk upsetting Mr. Perry. Instead, Dixon tried to stay in control and sip drinks slowly. Tyler Perry did not control himself. He drank until it was clear that the alcohol had made him bold and sexually aggressive. Perry told Dixon that he wanted a relationship with someone who could be emotionally and sexually available to him, but would also be permissive of Perry having his own relationship with someone else. Perry said he could see himself having that type of relationship with Dixon. Perry insisted that Dixon needed to be with someone rich because Dixon liked nice things. Listen, y'all know Dixon was Mariah Carey's ex-boyfriend. Put a 1 in the chat if you knew that. Dixon was Mariah Carey's ex-boyfriend. How many of y'all knew that? Y'all, hold on. Let me show y'all. Where is it? Here you go. Girl, Tyler Perry said he want him a cute man. Mm-hmm. Can we make this big? Dang, make it big. Hold on. Let me go back. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to show y'all. Hold on just a minute. Here you go. All right, can y'all see that? Y'all see Mariah Carey? That would be to y'all right. That man in a white shirt. Girl, that's Dixon. That was Mariah Carey. She said, did he just take a vacation with him? Was that him, girl? Somebody. Wait a minute. Maybe I'm getting confused. Wait a minute. Was that him? Hold up. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Let me run this back. Wait a minute. Let me make sure this is. Girl, hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up, y'all. You right. Hold on. Girl, don't tell me that was him. Was that him? Or am I getting confused? So they knew this was going to come out. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, where is it? I know I just saw it the other day. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Hold on, y'all. I am looking for it. I know I saw that the other day. Wait a minute. You are right. Hold on, y'all. I'm getting ready to find it. Hold on. I know I just saw that the other day. They was on a freaking yacht together. Was that him? No, 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 no. No. So these are two different men. My bad, my bad, my bad. These are two different men. So Tyler Perry was on the yacht. Okay, so I got them confused. My bad, y'all. Tyler Perry was on the yacht a few days ago with Mariah Carey's ex-boyfriend. Hold on. No. Let me stop sharing this. Let me see if I can find it. It was another guy. It was Mariah Carey's ex-boyfriend, but this particular gentleman is the guy from The Oval, the actor. Let me see if I can find this photo. Which, when I saw the photo, I was just like, okay, because he looked like they shocked him. Like he was shocked to even see it. Like, what? Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. So this is Derek Dixon. My bad. This is Derek Dixon from The Oval. This is him. Okay, boom. That's him. Let me find the other photo of Tyler Perry with the man. They were on a yacht together, girl. But I mean, you can take it for something else, but it's just like, okay, we're on a yacht together. Let me see if I can find it. If somebody have it, please send me the photo real quick. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, Jesus, hold on. Here it is. Boom. This is it right here. Okay. Let me share this one instead. Boom. This is the photo. This is the photo right here of the photo of Tyler Perry being with this guy right here. Now, this guy, y'all know who this guy look like, which is not. It look like Jennifer Williams' husband. What's his name? Christian Gold. That's who that looked like, but it's not. This is Mariah Carey's ex-boyfriend, Brian Tanaka. Yeah. And he also stars in the show Beauty in Black. Okay. All right. Back to the lawsuit. Okay. Booty Bandit. Y'all tell Miss Ann, hey, that's one of my moms. Y'all know Miss Ann, her blood pressure's been up really bad. So Miss Ann, I hope you relaxing, but I hope you find you another doctor or something, or stay on them doctors, girl. All right. Anyway, back to it. So Tyler Perry did not control himself. We read that, girl. Okay, Perry insisted that Dixon needed to be with someone rich because Dixon liked nice things. Perry told Dixon that he was watching all the cast as they laid out in the sun with tanning oil. Oh, he's so nasty. Perry continued raving about how seeing Dixon greased up like that was driving him crazy. Oh, Jesus. Tyler Perry said he would have burnt the whole island down if one of the other actors or anyone else from the group had touched Dixon that night. Not burn the island down. Oh, girl. Girl, look at this. At that point, he once again aggressively seized Dixon and groped his buttocks. Girl, Dixon once again did not reciprocate and froze up. Perry got the man. Why didn't he punch him? Perry got because he could have punched him, or at that point, he could have went and got him a real big coin. Why did he allow all this to go on? He could have got a coin by now. Dixon once again did not reciprocate and froze up. Perry got the message and told Dixon to go to bed. Dixon was terrified and could barely sleep. Girl. From that moment on, Perry began extremely frustrated and possessive. Perry wanted desperately for Dixon to be attracted to him, but Dixon was not. In exchange, Perry sent pictures of himself from the Bahamas to Dixon. Dixon responded that the water looked nice. Perry got upset that Dixon did not see the stud in the picture and instead focused on the water. Perry called Dixon an a-hole for laughing out loud at Perry's desire for Dixon to call himself a stud. Girl, where the stud at? Where that stud at? Okay, here we go. Tyler, he said, nice picture. Yeah, the water does look calm. He said, nice picture. Hold up. Let me let y'all see this better. Hold on. Let me see what y'all looking at. Okay, there you go. Nice picture. Yeah, the water does look calm. I know that's right. The water look calm. Hi, Kim. I'm going to leave your message. Please send your... Oh, Miss Ann. Oh, thank you, Miss Ann. So he said, nice picture. That's Tyler Perry. Like, nice picture. That's all you see. Great, amazing, awesome picture. He put it in bold letters. You don't see that stud in that nice picture? Rude. Ooh. Laugh out loud. Yes, that's a stud, a-hole. Ooh, Lord Jesus. Oh, y'all. She said, I'm getting off in a few minutes. You're welcome. Miss Ann. Miss Ann, take care of yourself, please. Y'all, this is crazy work. This is insane. But look, I want to see if this stuff comes to fruition. But the thing is long. On or around October 18, 2020, and following Dixon's return from the Bahamas, Perry told Dixon that he was jealous that Dixon was giving too much attention to other men. Perry stated that Dixon was being too much of a social butterfly, that he would need Dixon to sit still this week. Further attempted to exercise his influence over Dixon's interaction with other men. Perry continued to wield his position as Dixon's boss, demanding sexual attention in exchange for his continued employment. These text messages were followed by others to Dixon like, Derek, don't you dare ignore me. I deserve better. I deserve attention all the time. I know that's why he done bought you a new vehicle. He done put you up in a new house. He probably giving you coins and all kind of stuff. He pay you more than the other actors and stuff. You took it with no question. And I'm not saying it's right. So y'all don't get mad at me. I'm just saying. Dixon, out of fear for the unknown of the future of his career, continued to give Perry the social attention he demanded, even though Dixon would constantly get sexually harassed. Dang, y'all. On several occasions, Perry would test Dixon while drunk. In one exchange, Perry told Dixon, you know what I cook? Derek, and then proceeds to say, I'm so drunk, talking shush. In December 2020, Dixon began feeling depleted due to Perry's continued pattern of sexual harassment. The assaults and harassment began manifesting in physical health. Oh, look at here. In physical health. Girl, he about to get paid. And Mr. Dixon had no one to turn to. Dixon visited a physician who indicated that Dixon exhibited severe symptoms of acute stress, insomnia, stomach issues, and dangerously low cortisol levels due to the sexual harassment and the assault. Girl, you about to get paid. The physical prescribed Zoloft, an antidepressant, for distance ailments. Y'all, I'm telling you, it's a done deal. He gonna sell like Tyler Perry. I'm telling you, this thing about to go away. We ain't gonna hear no more about no Derek Dixon. Mm-mm. The sexual harassment continued through the beginning of 2021. Perry continued sending Dixon unsolicited photos of Dixon's body from the set of the Oval with comments such as, "Oh my God, look at, think, sit, Derek, thick. No, the weight difference, I can do see it. Thick Derek, okay, good. Nope, I can't deal with thick Derek." Laugh aloud. What is it going to take for you to have guiltless sex? Have you found that in therapy? What's your waist? I'm so glad. Think, sit, Derek, us back is with us. Breakout in A and thought, oh, girl, you home? I don't want you out with your friends. Girl, he is so controlling. That is not your boyfriend. You are the rose, but you are so locked that you refuse to smelt or open. Girl, what in the world? When you finally are able to unlock your mind, you're going to make that person crazy, crazy in a good way. Have you been intimate with someone? Why did that photo of plaintiff and the other cast member make me jealous? You two together. Thick Derek, get that Chipotle. No, I can't. Now, we done gone through all these text messages from the beginning of the complaint. No, I can't. Only from your jeans. Derek is there to make men swoon. What? What I meant by this is that, Kaden, I'm live, baby. Who? Nana throwing up. Is she okay? Is it on the floor? Dang, y'all, my mama in there sick. Okay, I'm coming. Dang, y'all, I gotta go. My mama's sick. Y'all, hold on just one moment. Let me go in here and check on my mama real quick. I'll be right back. I promise y'all. Child, I'm back. Y'all, my mama's sick. She in there vomiting. I'm sorry. I was sick Sunday. I thought it was the fried green tomatoes, but I think I had like a stomach virus. And then it went on to this other stuff. My mama and they're sick. So y'all know Kaden. Kaden gonna come tell me. He only had that son to silence the allegations of him being gay. Right. Because he take care of that. Man, that is a beautiful woman. His kid's mom, she is gorgeous. Isn't she from Africa? She is gorgeous. Anyway, girl, let me see. What I mean that is that you're so beautiful when you finally are able to unlock your mind. You're going to, okay, we read all that. I can't wait to get that phone call from you when you tell me you let go and you loved every minute of it. Oh, girl. Referring to the plan's desire to openly engage in sexual intercourse. No, this is what I was about to call him Diddy. This is what he sent to. This is what he sent. This is what he sent to Tyler Perry. No straight man will be going on walks with you or cooking dinner for you unless they wanted to F you. I would. Oh, there it is. Girl, I would F you. Girl, he just getting, like, these advances are getting stronger and stronger. And with him saying this, it's got to be some type of text message to back it up. What are you doing hanging out with that girlfriend of yours? She wants you to. Everyone wants to F Jacob. Referring to Disson's character in the pilot of Losing It. Girl. After several weeks of unreciprocated sexual innuendos and demands for attention, Perry lashed out at Disson on set and asked if he needed to punch in the stomach for Disson to act the way Perry envisioned in a scene. This exchange was highly tense, and Perry's reaction stunned several cast members. Actors on the set consoled Dixon for the abrasive interaction, confused as to why Perry overreacted in such a manner. But Dixon knew that Perry was lashing out due to his frustration at the lack of attention Dixon was giving him. On or around June 4, 2021, Perry invited Dixon to his house to spend some time together and discuss the plot of Losing It. Although Dixon hesitated, he feared the consequences of disappointing Perry and believed once Losing It was a big show, he would be free from under the clutches of Perry. During this visit, Perry made several alcoholic beverages for himself and demanded to know why Dixon wasn't having sex with anyone. Perry probed further into Dixon's sex life, insisting that the two were becoming increasingly drunk, and it was time to end the night. Girl. Perry led Dixon to a guest house where a guest bedroom was. Dixon would be staying there that night. Inside the guest bedroom, Perry motioned to Dixon to come see a weight monitor that he had. Perry told Dixon that for the monitor to work, Dixon would need to step on the monitor wearing only his underwear. Oh my God. And push Dixon to try it out. Dixon tried to avoid the uncomfortable situation, but decided it was better to comply and hurry to bed than wait for the alternative at that point. After weighing himself, Dixon walked toward the guest bedroom, followed by Perry, who then asked Dixon for a good night hug. Rather than arguing, he about to grope his butt. Dixon complied, at which point Perry reached around and yanked Dixon's underwear down. Oh, Jesus. Oh. Perry then began to vigorously grab, grope, and play with Dixon's buttocks in a sexual girl. Dixon was naked, stunned, and seized by tremendous fear. Dixon started to tell Perry that he did not want his... Y'all, this is not good. This is not good. This is not good. Hold on. Oh, girl, this is not good. Down. That Dixon didn't want to be naked and that Dixon didn't want this. Dixon quickly reached to pull his underwear back up, and as soon as he did, Perry grabbed Dixon's reaching arm with a tight grip and held fast. Tyler Perry told Dixon to relax and just let it happen. Relax. And that Perry wasn't going to hurt Dixon. Perry continued to sexually grope Dixon. Girl, no, he didn't get him. Dixon's anxiety rapidly escalated, thinking that might soon be great Dixon was not sure what to do, and his breath shortened. Perry ignored Dixon's refusals and held Dixon's hands fast, preventing him from reaching for his underwear. Dixon was naked and being groped by a large, drunk, sexually frustrated 6'5" man who had Dixon in his clutches. Dixon did not know if he was going to have to get into a physical fight, but he knew that any efforts to fight back were hopeless. Perry had armed security at his gate, which was much larger than Dixon, and told Dixon that he had several pew-pews in his home. Girl, Dixon was desperate. Girl, did he do it or did he didn't? Dixon was desperate for a way out and remarked that he couldn't do anything sexual because he was so hungry, attempted to change the conversation. Dixon, in fear of his safety, followed Perry into the main house to eat pizza. Girl, this don't sound right. Afterwards, Dixon returned to the guest house and, unable to lock the bedroom door, locked himself in the guest bathroom and slept on the floor. Dixon then attempted to contact some of his close friends about the incident. Wait a minute, y'all. The thing is, if you're gay, that's your choice. The issue is when it is forced. That is so true, Facing the Truth. This has nothing to do with him being gay, but he used his power, his position to force these employees to feel like, girl, but he started early on. He forced them to show them, if you are not willing to do what I want you to do, I'm gonna take your character off the show, or you will not get X, Y, and Z. And like, he was paying for everything. He was living in their homes. Like, that's crazy, man. Yeah, that is so crazy. I hate that. Wow. All right, let's get back to it. Lord have mercy. The following morning, Dixon realized that he had left his car keys in the main house. Now, hold on a minute. Let me see. And upon going to retrieve them, encountered Perry. Perry told Dixon that the night's incident was why the two should drink together, and that the previous night's incident shouldn't have happened. Y'all, he done, y'all. I'm sorry. He is done. He is done like a daggone well done steak. He done. I'm sorry. He's done. It is a done deal. Lord have mercy. Dixon responded saying, "Oh, so that was my fault?" To which Perry replied, No. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that shouldn't have happened, and I drank too much. Attempting to excuse himself for grabbing Dixon's buttocks, groping Dixon, and attempting to have sex with Dixon against his will. At this point, Dixon left Perry's home uncontrollably shaken and contacted his close friends to discuss the unspeakable horror from the night before. For the next several days into June 6, 2021, Perry texted and called Dixon incessantly with messages asking Dixon to call him or answer his calls. See, now this stuff makes sense. If you look at these text messages, because I promise you, when I saw it, I was like, this one don't even make sense to me. Like, okay, what does it mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't make sense to me. But now, seeing this, yeah, it makes sense. Okay. This text message said, how do they make money then? Subscriptions, they make money from the advertising, lots of money. I love how I feel right now, but I don't like being horny. Testosterone. Girl, see? Y'all, I'm telling you. He trying to say, like, make the conversation something different. Dixon is, but you can see Tyler Perry always go back to the nasty stuff. Oh, yeah, from the doctor, but it's making you feel better. It feels so good, but I don't like being horny. I feel sorry for the first person that flirts with me. Laugh out loud, laugh out loud. He playing it off. You don't even understand. Y'all, I was there. Ooh, girl. Okay. It says Dixon answered, at which point Perry began to apologize and blame the testosterone supplements he was taking at the time. Perry had confided in Dixon about the supplements in the past messages and decided to use him as a scapegoat for his actions. Dixon emphasized that he was not okay with what happened and that he never asked Perry for anything, to which Perry replied, I know, that's why I like you. Perry further attempted to rectify his misconduct by inviting Dixon on the yacht trip. Oh, Lord. See? Is this another victim here? This is not Dixon, y'all. Is this another victim over here? I guess it'd be over here. This another victim? Girl. Say it ain't so. Perry's, let me see. Okay, it says, Perry sent a text message trying to arrange for Dixon to come on his yacht with another person so that Dixon would feel more comfortable. Dixon responded that he would not board the yacht and refused Perry's invitation. After Dixon's refused to go on the yacht, Perry did not text Dixon for 5 months. Sensing that Dixon was upset, Perry called Dixon once to update him that Perry was looking for a director for the pilot. During the 5-month period, Dixon was regularly in therapy. Where was he living? Because wasn't he living in his house? Y'all, where was he living? I'm just saying, where was he living? Huh. He suffered from severe depression, anxiety, stomach pains, nausea, and it reversed to how he went to the doctor to get help and they gave him medication and stuff. So they just explaining it here. Let's scroll down. During that time, Dixon began speaking with people about the SA and was assessing his rights. As soon as Perry realized that Dixon was done talking to him, Dixon got a message from Tyler Perry Fixers. Tyler Perry Fixers contact Dixon, indicating Dixon's character, the Oval, the one who was Pew Pew, will be returning with the new storyline this season, and Dixon was receiving a graduated raise from $10,000 per episode to $16,000 per episode, and that will continue to increase to upwards of $19,000 per episode over the coming season. The attorney said that the Christmas came early for Dixon because he was doing a good job on the Oval. However, they also told Dixon he was forbidden from letting his castmates know about the raise. We already read that in one. Okay. Let me see. Oh, here's one right here. Seeing that Dixon was still upset, Perry knew that he had to up the ante to ensure Dixon's silence. Perry began periodically texting plaintiff regarding the production of the pilot, losing it to string Dixon alone. This sounds so much like Christian Keys, but Christian Keys did not name Tyler Perry. He just said it was a certain billionaire, and everybody was left to wonder, who was it? So, okay. Soon after Dixon received a call from the member of Perry's production team telling him that they were considering shooting Dixon's pilot in the coming fall of 2021. Dixon was desperate for this good news given the uncertainty surrounding his finances and concern about his future. On or around March 4th, 2022, Dixon signed the literacy purchase agreement for the pilot, giving the rights for the series to defendant TCPS. Dixon was unaware of TCPS pre-existing television contracts with Viacom CBS, now known as Paramount. This sounds so much like Christian Keys, which would later prevent the sale of Dixon's show to any media outlets or streaming services for 2 years. How many of y'all remember the lawsuit with Christian Keys? This sounds just like it. Christian Keys had a pilot for a show. Actually, he had a show, and he actually had a lawsuit with Tyler Perry. When he came out, I think it might have been a few weeks before he had came out. I'm talking about Christian Keys. Before he had came out and did that video, he actually had a lawsuit in with Tyler Perry concerning that thing that show. It sounds the exact same way. Tyler Perry is shrewd, man. Allegedly. Let me see. On or around March 21st, 2022, shortly after seeing each other on the set of The Oval, Dixon and Perry began shooting the pilot. Perry called Dixon following the shoot, telling him that the show would net $2 to $3 million per episode and would run for seasons, guaranteed. Perry purchased the rights to Losing It from Dixon, but did not try to sell it to any network. In fact, Perry was under contract with Viacom CBS, preventing him from selling Dixon's show for an additional 2 years following the purchase. In other words, Perry spent money shooting a pilot for a show and then purchasing the rights to it, knowing that Perry could not sell the show for 2 years. Clearly, this was done for the ulterior motive of silencing Mr. Dixon, giving him what he wants, knowing that the show will make no money, but he was, dang, this is crazy. As it turned out, Perry had no intention of ever producing Losing It. Perry never made any effort to sell the show or shop it. That has something to do with that Band Act. Oh my God. This is just like the Diddy. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is just like this. This is why I know I heard of the Band Act in the Diddy trial, because he was telling him he was going to do these things for him, but he did not go along with his part of the bargain. There was no intention to do it. He couldn't. He was stringing this man along. It's crazy. As it turned out, Perry had no intention of ever producing Losing It. Perry never made any effort to sell the show or shop it. Perry was only using the show as a quid pro quo to Dixon, holding its production over Dixon's head like a sword of Damocles. Who wrote this? On around April 9th, that's my brother's birthday, 2022, to his surprise, plaintiff received a script for another season of The Oval, in which plaintiff's character, originally written as a grocery store clerk, will play a male prostitute being pursued by a pimp. This character's scenes and story share eerie similarities to Perry's pursuit of Dixon. While it was not surprising that one of Perry's characters would end up this way, the timing of change to Dixon was a very clear message. As Dixon continued to read through his scripts, he started to notice that Perry included lines taken directly from things that Perry and Dixon spoke about. Perry started to base his script on real life and made it personal. For example, Perry wrote about Dixon that I don't like none of my itches running away. He was making good money for me. In around April 2022, before beginning to shoot the next series of The Oval, Perry called Dixon to discuss June 2021 as assault. On the phone call, Perry lectured Dixon about how Dixon was overreacting to the essay because of prior sexual assaults in Dixon's life. Perry said that, y'all, this is crazy. And this goes on and on and on. Do y'all want to finish this? How long we been live? I think we're going to have, it's the same pattern of growth. It's the same pattern. All I got to say is, he done. He's done. Girl, no. Oh my goodness. Girl. What in the world? Girl, it just keeps going on and on and on. It just goes on. I'm telling you, he done, y'all. He done. When did it stop? Here it is. I told y'all. Here it is. They done put Christian Keys up in here. In December 2023, y'all hit the like button. Y'all see this? I told y'all. Let me move this over where y'all can see it better. In December 2023, Christian Keys, another actor who worked for the Perry prior to Diston's employment, posted a video on social media platforms detailing his abusive experience with an anonymous Black Hollywood billionaire. Was Diston pieced together and believes to be Tyler Perry. Girl, what is this? Let's click on it. Did it come up? Girl, did it come up? I guess they gave it ain't even here. Why would they put a location here that ain't even here anymore? Let's run back. Dixon heard, let me make sure it's still sharing. Dixon heard Mr. Keys' account and saw that Perry had been engaging in the same conduct as other actors. Just like inner actors described by Keys, Perry will get drunk, climb into Dixon's bed, and start fondling Dixon's buttocks. Dixon wanted to share his experiences with the media to prevent other actors from being abused at the hands of Perry. Around this time, Perry called Dixon, indicating that he really wanted to find a home for Dixon's television series, again perpetuating, the quid pro quo after the sexual A to keep Dixon and his claims at bay. Then in January 2024, girl, he was still doing it. Perry told Dixon to begin working on a pitch deck for investors for the pilot. Despite having 8 episodes written, Perry only produced one, claiming that the president of his company, Michelle Sneed, conveniently misplaced $1 million that were going to be used for the show. Oh, wow. During this time, Perry further solicited Dixon's assistance with other films and projects that Tyler Perry was working on. Once again, Dixon was in a position where he could not say no. Let me see. You have... Girl, this is crazy. In or around March of 2024, Tyler Perry indicated to Dara Dixon that the individual who was meant to pitch the pilot became depressed and could no longer pitch the show. There was another excuse for the fact that Perry never liked the show and never intended to sell it. Dixon did not get angry and allowed Perry more time to figure things out for the show. Mistakenly sensing that Dixon had forgiven him, Perry started back up with harassment. Dang. Perry continued to harass Dixon, who was still working on the Oval, who was still waiting eagerly for Perry to sell, losing it. Perry would tell Dixon that he loved Dixon, that should be living his life, and that Dixon should be having S more. Perry even indicated that he would send Dixon's show to Peter Friedlander at Netflix, but all this was just an attempt to remind Dixon of the sword of Damocles hanging over his neck. Later, Perry told Dixon that Netflix turned the show down. Dixon was never contacted by any individual from Netflix regarding the show, and no sale ever materialized. Girl, that's that band app. In or around June of 2024, Perry, sensing that Dixon was getting frustrated about the show not getting off the ground and still concerned about the sexual assault being made public, offered Dixon a position as a writer on Perry's shows, indicating that he needed a replacement to continue writing. It was only then that Dixon woke up and realized that Perry was never going to be serious about helping Dixon. Perry was only going to do things for Dixon if Dixon played along with the sexual harassment and assault. Perry was only interested in preventing Dixon from exposing the dark side of Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry only cared that people still view him as the victim he once was, even now as he took shape as the victimizer. Dixon became sick to his stomach. Rather than continue down this path, Dixon took his heroic step of reporting the harassment to the EEOC. Ooh. After reporting the S harassment, defendants did not make any investigation into the complaint and did not take any steps to prevent further harassment from occurring. Because defendants took no action to prevent further assault or harassment, Dixon had to quit his job working on the last season of The Oval. Dixon did so, though he was under contract to finish filming. He stood to make close to $400,000. Dixon did not want to be sexually harassed did they spell harass wrong? No. Or be placed in danger of sex essay again. Defendant then retaliated against Dixon. Defendant told Dixon that if he quit and told other actors why he quit, he will be in breach of contract. Defendant told Dixon that the only way out was to portray his departure from the show as a medical leave due to emotional distress caused by by the sexual harassment. The leave of absence was to be paid medical leave. Instead, defendant made a leave of absence unpaid and therefore terminated plaintiff's employment, causing Dixon additional loss of income and insult. Ooh, wait! Oh, girl. They got him, girl. They got him. Yeah, they got him. Girl, look at them big old hands. Girl, yeah. They got him, y'all. I'm sorry. Either this is going to go away or it's going to go to trial. And if it go to trial, it's a done deal. Y'all saw how nicely moderated this was? How was, nicely written, wasn't it? Let me scroll down. Let me see. It's still the violation of the Bain Act in violation of girl. Okay, so this the Bain Act. Hold on. Let me share this because this came up in the Diddy trial. And remember, I looked it up. Let's see. Okay, so here it is. It's still in the complaint. Plaintiff incorporates by reference and realleges herein each and every one of the allegations contained in the proceedings and foregoing paragraphs of this complaint as it fully set forth herein. Civil Code Section 52(1), the Bain Act provides that it is unlawful to interfere with the exercise or enjoyment of any rights under the Constitution and laws of this state and the United States by use or attempted use of threats, intimidation, or coercion. At all times herein mentioned, there was a professional relationship between plaintiff and defendants as set forth above. As alleged herein, defendants engaged in severe, outrageous sexual harassment and sexual assaults against the plaintiff. Defendants' acts were calculated to prevent plaintiff from working free of sexual harassment or violence. And defendants' acts were further calculated to prevent plaintiff from reporting defendants' unlawful conduct. So that's what the Bain Act is. Wow. Girl, they got S back. Girl, girl, this thing gonna go away. I'm sorry. This is a lot. This is a lot. Girl, and look right here. Plaintiff prays for judgment as follows. Girl, not pray. For special, general, punitive, and compensatory damages. According to proof at trial. For reasonable attorney fees, expert witness fees, and other litigation expenses pursuant to law. For injunctive relief where the court deems appropriate. For all other relief the court deems appropriate and just. For the total amount of damages, including punitive damage, $260 million, respectively, submitted. Y'all, this was 5 days ago. Law offices of Jonathan Delshad, PC. Child, let's take a look at his law thing. Let's look at it, girl. I'll restream. There it is. Here go his law office, girl. Losing your job is tough, girl. They're going to get him. Girl. Oh, girl. He didn't get no, what's her name? Lisa Bloom. Or he didn't get, what's that other attorney? This is an employment attorney. He'll most likely say, yes, he gonna settle. He gonna settle. And look, when they issue these complaints, because they probably, I would think, they were probably in talks with Tyler Perry prior to the complaint. But he probably didn't think that he had all this information. When a complaint come out, because that's what happens normally at a time when they trying to get paid, complaint come out, because then they put out everything. like how it happened with Cassie, that complaint came out, baby, he settled within 24 hours. I don't know. Let me see. How they settle, girl? How they settle? Has anything popped off? Did it settle? Will we know? I don't know. People are so quick to victim blame and shame until it happens to them or their loved one. You know what? I ain't never been in no situation like this. But when you're talking about money, your job, and you know, it's like somebody got a unlimited source of income over here, and all they have to do is just get through, and maybe it'll stop. Maybe that's what he thought. It's a little different because it's a man. People don't think men are sexually assaulted, but they are. And then with it also being a man, he was white. And this is what I tell you, he gone. And I hate to say it like that, but it is what it is. It's a done deal. It's a done deal. He's probably going to end up settling. If Tyler Perry know what's good for him, he gonna settle. But look, y'all, we gonna stay tuned, child. We done been live an hour and 31 minutes. I thank y'all so much for coming in. Thank y'all so much for the super chats on the live before. And shout out to Face and True. I've never seen you over here, girl, but hey, girl, hey. And everybody, Linda C, Nis, and everybody else who's been in the chat. I appreciate you all. Shout out to Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Tyler Perry straight book breaking in modern day time. Girl, what you broke? And it ain't broke back. It's rich back mountain. Because he got the money. And listen, Christian Keys, I told y'all he got his little boy toys. But obviously, these men do not want people who are willing. They want people who are not like heterosexual men. You know what I'm saying? She said, good live. Thank you, girl. Maybe we'll continue to do this because, girl, I love girl. I'm nosy. I'm real nosy, child. I be liking to see the court documents and stuff like that. The complaints. Anyway, I'll see y'all later. She said, hey, Miss Ann, on the other Kimmy, asked to keep in prayer. Oh, thank you so much for for keeping Miss Ann in prayer. Anyway, I'm going to let y'all go, and y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Peace out, y'all. Bye.